It says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem Elokim created Adam, Afar min ha'adama, vayipach ba'apay nishmas chayim, vayihi Adam lenefesh chaya. And a man, Adam became a nefesh chaya. Nefesh chaya, the word nefesh chaya, which means a living being, is also said in reference to animals. Animals are also nefesh chaya. In Pasuk Yutes, it says, and all the animals were nefesh chaya. But there's obviously a very clear difference between the nefesh chaya that it says in this pasuk about man and about that it says about the animals. Rashi already says that a man is blessed with intellect and a power of speech, which an animal doesn't contain. And this is also very clear from the way Unclis translates the words in this pasuk and in the next pasuk. When he talks about the animals, he says nefesh chaya, nafshe chayta. It's the same thing, nefesh chaya, it's a living being. But when he talks about man, nefesh chaya, it's l'ruach memalala, a person who can speak, a being which can speak. Hashem gave person, as soon as he created him, he already gave him the opportunity and the possibility to speak. But with whom? Who's he going to speak to? There's no Chava yet. But even before Chava was created, he already had all his faculties. He already had the Nefesh Chaya. It was important that he should be able to speak. Why is it important that he should be able to speak? With whom? We know that Rashi says in Pasuk Hey, Rashi explains the Pasuk, and the Pasuk says that the plants and the trees didn't grow yet because there was no rain and there was no man to work on the land. And Rashi says, what do you mean there was no man to work on the land? There was no man to ask for rain, to daven for rain. When a man appeared to ask for rain, then he asked for rain, there was rain, and then everything started working. The whole world was waiting. The world was not put into practice. Somebody had to push the button, turn on the key. What's the key? The key was that man, Adam Rishon, had to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says Rav Shimon Schwab, Mayam Beis HaShe'eva, he says this is what's happening. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave a person the power of speech. Okay, later on there'll be people who can speak with people, but first and foremost, he gave him the koyach hadibur, the power to speak, in order to speak with him, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. He created the man, and he created him the opportunity to connect with him through speech and through tefillah. And that's the main and the first usage of his power of speech was meant for tefillah, to ask for rain. So Rav Shimon Schwab, but this you can explain an interesting anomaly. Why is it that in tefillah, in Shemona Esrei, if we leave out some words here and there, but we get the bracha more or less correct, so then we're yotze the bracha, we're yotze the tefillah. But if we leave out Mashal Ruach Mered HaGeshem, if we don't say Mered HaTal, we just leave out Mashal Ruach Mered HaGeshem, or if we don't say V'sein Tal U'Motar, so then we have to repeat Shemona Esrei. Wow, we forgot a few words. We're asking for parnasa, v'sein bracha. It's a very beautiful bracha. We're asking Hashem. So we left out a word about the rain, v'sein tal u'motar. Why does that make our entire tefillah not proper? Why do we have to repeat the entire tefillah? Says Rav Shimon Schwab. The first usage of our words of Adam Rishon was to ask for rain. That's such a paramount statement. V'sein tal u'motar. That's what Adam Rishon said to Hashem. Was the first usage of his words. It's such an important part that we absolutely cannot leave it out of our daily Shemona Esrei. This is the lesson, of course, for the importance and the value that we have to give to our speech. It's not just an automatic privilege that we get. It's something that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us first and foremost to be able to communicate with Him. And even when we communicate with people, we use our speech only in the way that He deemed it proper, the ways to do mitzvahs, and not chas v'shalom to use our speech for improper things. Good Shabbos.